Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I have a product for you today that is not a drone, but anybody that does YouTube videos, this is an issue that you're always looking at. You're always trying to get good audio, and I've tried a number of different ways to do that. Shotgun mic on top of the camera, wireless microphones, etc. And I've had a company send me something here that I think is going to be of interest. This is the LensGo 2.4G wireless microphone that is, it's model 348C, and there's some interesting features with this product that I want to tell you about, and we're going to get out and demonstrate. Let's quit messing around. Let's get this thing out of the box. Okay, here's the case itself, and it's got some record buttons and things on here, but those are just for looks. It's just I think they made this whole case look like a bigger version of what the other modules are. So let's open it up and take a look. So inside there, what do we have? We've got two microphone transmitters and one receiver. The receiver is what you would hook up to your camera or whatever device it is that you're using to record audio. So let's pull these out and take a closer look. Okay, let's take a look at the individual components here. So the receiver has a clip on it that you use to hook to the cold shoe on your camera, and it's magnetic, so you can pull it off, and as you can see, you would just clip that to your cold shoe on your camera, or you could clip it wherever, I guess. So it has an output here, so that's where you would plug the Trs cable into your device. In the case of a camera, the Trs cable, I believe, is the one that's used for smartphones. So you could use this to record to a smartphone. And then you have volume buttons on the side. You have minus and plus right there, as well as an on-off switch and USB-C for charging. So that's the receiver. It's pretty simple. Let me turn it on here and see if we've got any power. And look at it, it's powering up. So you can see there that that it's got, well, the level of charge, it says it's full, and then it has, it's set to M for mono right now. And let's see what happens with that. Well, that display went off. So the display obviously is just on for just a short period of time. Let's hit the volume button here. Yeah, there's the display back. Let's pull one of these out and and turn it on, and let's see if it connects. Yeah, and see we have the green light there, so these two are connected, and it also shows the battery power in the transmitter. This is fully charged, so that's very cool. The fact that we can change this guy from stereo to mono is pretty cool too. Now I'll probably leave it on mono most of the time. That would mean that both of the transmitters would record to on a single channel. But to do that, you hold both of the up and down, the volume up and down button for 3 seconds, and it should change. Yeah, there it is. Changed. You can see the S there. Changed it to stereo. So I'm going to switch it back to mono. There we go. It's back to mono. So that's pretty important. And I like how it's already showing the level indicator here. So yeah, so we can turn that up as high as you want. And that's something that I guess we'll have to mess around with and see where it needs to be. I'm thinking that level 3 looks pretty darn good. Okay, let's take a look at the transmitter. Okay, so the transmitter is pretty simple here too. Again, you have a USB-C charge port on the side. However, if you're using this charge case, you wouldn't need that, but it's good to know that you can charge it individually if you need to. And then here is the TF card slot, or the micro SD card slot. Why is that important? Because this transmitter can record to a micro SD card, which I think is a fantastic feature. Why would you need that? Let's say, for instance, that you are out in the field, and if you turn your back and you have this transmitter between you and the receiver, often you can lose signal and you'll lose part of your audio. With that TF card slot, you can record to this device and then sync it up later. In other words, you'll save an individual recording of your audio. And here is the button right here. This record button is how you turn that on. So if I knew I was walking far enough away from the receiver that I was worried about range, I could turn that on and I could still get all of my audio. And speaking of range, I should have said that earlier. This has they're advertising a 230-foot range, but again, I'm going to tell you that is direct line of sight. So if you have something between you and the receiver, often you can lose that connection, and that's why this record button is so cool. So then, you know, you've got a power switch on the other side here. Let's take off the wind muff and take a look underneath, see if I can get that off without too much trouble. I believe it just snaps on. Okay, so there's the wind muff off of there, and you can see the actual microphone right there. And that hole next to it is to plug in a lav mic, and it uses a standard 3.5 millimeter plug for a lav mic. And then same as the receiver, it's got a magnetic magnetic clip here to clip it on your lapel. And that's fairly strong magnet, so looks like that holds pretty good. One of the cool things about it is I think you can then put this in any direction that you want, so that's kind of a neat device. So then this wind muff, that is something that is very important to me because I'm often outdoors and in windy conditions, and there's nothing worse than audio that you can't hear because of wind noise. So this guy just snaps on the top, just like that, and that wind muff is on there. So pretty elegant design here, and I can't wait to try it out. Okay, let's take a look at the accessories that they give us here. So I showed you the magnetic clip on the back of the device. They give you another magnet, a sticky magnet that you could stick to something, and then you could simply clip any of these to it. So special situations, that's going to be handy. Pretty cool that they give you that. So then here's the TRS cable for hooking up to a camera, and you can tell a TRS cable, it's only got 2 of those dark circles on the plug, and then it's either a TRSS or a TRRS, I can't remember which cable, that you would use for your mobile phone, and you can tell that, you can see that it has those 3 dark rings around it. And then, of course, you get the ubiquitous USB-A to USB-C cable, charge cable for charging the case. Well, okay, there is only one thing left to do, and we need to get this microphone system out in the field and try it out. We're going to try it out for range, and I'm going to show you how the record function works on the transmitters. I'll see you out in the field. Hey, okay, so we're out in the field with the LensGo 348C wireless microphone system. And one of the things that I learned already is I had to turn the gain down on the mic on the receiver end down to about level 2 because I was really over modulating at level 3. So one of the things we want to test here is the range. So they advertise a 70-meter range. That's roughly, I think, around 230 feet. So I've got an app on my phone that we can use to test that. So one of the things I want to show you is how I have the receiver hooked up to my GoPro Hero 10. So I've got my iPhone here, and we're just going to take a little quick recording around it. And you can see I've got the receiver mounted to the cold shoe on the side of the camera, on the side of the media mod, I should say, because you need the media mod with the GoPro in order to plug in the wireless mic. It's got the 3.5 millimeter TRS microphone port on the media mod. So one of the cool things about it is this thing is magnetic, so I can pull it off of here and I can show you the clip, and there's the clip right there, and then this guy will just go right back on. And you know, you could turn that however you wanted. And I see I moved my camera when I did that, so I'm gonna have to straighten that out a little bit. So that's how the receiver is mounted on the GoPro. So you can see I've got the transmitter just clipped onto my shirt here, and it is also magnetic. So I don't know how much this noise this is gonna make when I pull it off of here. But there is the transmitter itself, and then you can see just the clip is on my shirt, and I can magnetically reattach it. So while we're looking at the transmitter here, the microphone, you can see we got the wind muff on the top, and I showed how that clipped on there earlier. And then this button right here is to start internal recording on the transmitter, and we're going to use that in a little bit. In fact, I might as well just start it right now. So what the recorder will do in here, and it's a good thing I looked, I see I don't have an SD card installed. I've got it in the other transmitter, so let me switch that over. So I powered the transmitter off there just so I could install the SD card, but you can see, hopefully, the SD card in the side there. And what this guy will do, when I turn this on, hold this button down for 3 seconds, it'll start blinking red, and that means that it's recording directly to the SD card from on the transmitter here. So let's do that right now. And it's red, and it should start blinking. Yeah, and it's blinking now, so that means that we're recording. So the cool thing about this magnetic mount is that I can just click it back on and I'm good to go. So that's kind of a handy feature. So the next question is, why do we want to record directly to an SD card on the transmitter? Well, that is so that when you have your back or your body is between the transmitter and the receiver that's on the GoPro, often that will cut the signal and you'll get dropouts. We've all seen videos where that's happened. It's happened to me using the other wireless mic system that I have. And so often I'll be walking out into the field to demonstrate something with a drone away from the camera, and the camera is recording my audio, the GoPro. So I need to be able to have reliable audio while I'm walking away, and this provides that. You can then just sync up what you got off of the SD card with the audio that's on the camera, and then you have a full audio stream. So what we're going to do now is we're going to test, and we're going to test the range, and then I'm also going to walk away from the camera, and then I'll cut back and I'll show you some before and after stuff. In other words, without the recording from the transmitter, and show you how it will cut out when you turn your back on it. So let me show you the app that I'm going to use here. It's just called A to B. That's the name of the app. And I need to clear it off. I had it, I'd already used it. And all it does is it's just got a start button and a stop button. And it's in meters only. So we're going to measure in meters here, and then you can convert it to feet if you would like. So this is supposed to have a range, a clear range of 70 meters, and we'll probably go out even further than that. Okay, so I'm zeroed out on the app here, and I'm going to walk out 10 meters first here, and let's see how we do. Yes, 5 meters there, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 10 meters, and I'm quite sure that we'll have good reception there. Let's go out to 20 meters now, and out at the about close to the tree here. It's a little more than. Now it's showing like 23 meters from where we started. And I wonder if we got any dropouts there. I'm willing to bet that we did. So let me turn around and let's go out to 35 meters. Okay, here's 35 meters, and I'm sure we cut out in the meantime there when I had my back to the receiver. But now let's go out to 50 meters. There's 40, 45, and 50 meters. I'm willing to bet when I'm turned this way that we're getting good reception on the receiver, but as soon as I turn my back, I'm sure it's cutting out. But we're okay because we've got the recording on the SD card on the transmitter that we can then sync up with the audio that's on the GoPro. So let's go out to that 70 meter. And I noticed my phone kind of went to sleep there for a second, so I had to tap on it to get it to wake up. There's 60 meters and 65 meters. And we're right about 70 meters, a little over 70 meters. So I'm willing to bet that it's receiving very well at 70 meters, and I'm sure it cut out when I turned my back. Let's go out to 100 meters and see where this 70 meters, which is 230 feet, is what this thing is rated at. But let's see if it'll go further. So tap on my phone again. There's almost at 80 meters, 85 meters, 90 meters, 95 meters, and there's a little over 100 meters. Now I'm curious if the receiver will continue to receive at 100 meters. I suspect it probably will. We've got clear line of sight, etc. So I'm willing to bet we're good. It'd be interesting to know just how far out this guy will actually go. But let's do some other things. Let's look sideways here. Still get good RF reception on the receiver, and see if it cuts out, how it cuts out, and how that affects the radio transmission from the transmitter on my chest here to the receiver on the camera. So one thing I do know is walking back towards the camera here, we're going to have a good solid transmission. So I'll just shut up till we get back to the camera. Hey, okay, so that was kind of an interesting experiment. I won't know the full results of it yet till I get home and plug all this in and see what's going on. I just thought of something else. Let's try this real quick. I'm going to talk while I'm turning around here, and let's see if it cuts out this close. It will maintain a connection while I'm this close to the camera, but I don't know that for a fact. So we will have found out there. But with virtually all of these systems, no matter who makes them, you need a direct line of sight from the transmitter to the receiver on the camera, and that's what makes this recorder in the transmitter just a little bit of genius. Okay, I discovered a couple things about this LensGo case that I want to talk about. So let me open it up, and that's just pushing this button right here. And we showed you this a little bit in the intro. And you know, what's cool about it is everything fits in here. You got the two transmitters on each side, and then the receiver fits up there, and then you can put your Trs cable in there, and you've got it in one handy little package. Now, I like all that, but here is the downside. I guess you could charge these individually from, and this is the other transmitter, so I can show you that. From that USB-C port on the side there, you could transmit them or charge them individually off of that. But this charge case, you can see those kind of bronze-colored or gold-colored connectors there is how you actually charge it, and then you hook up a USB-C cable and your charger to there, your charge block. I initially thought that this was actually a powered charge case. I have another wireless microphone system that I use often, that the case itself actually has a battery in it. So when you're out in the field, you can put everything in there, close it up, and it'll start charging the individual devices. This device won't do that. It has to be powered to charge the devices. So, you know, that's just a little bit of a downside for me, because like I said, what I'd like to be able to do is I'm out in the field, I'm doing something, I'd like to be able to stick them in the case and have it recharging the individual receiver and transmitters. So, you know, that's one thing, but it is handy to have this case to keep everything organized. And by the way, I also found out the hard way that you have to have the case open when you're charging, and then the lights will blink on the various devices. So in other words, if you plug it in and you close this door on the case, it's not going to charge. This has got to be open, and then it will be charging the devices. The devices blink red while they're charging. When you get a solid red light on them, you know they're fully charged. Hey, so okay, I guess that's about it for the LensGo 348C wireless microphone system. You're going to see me using this a lot in my videos and doing some further testing, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll be able to report later on after I've used it for a while, and if I see anything particularly good or particularly bad, I'll let you know. But in the meantime, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. Most of all, I absolutely appreciate you watching this video. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. The LensGo 348C microphone system, I'm going to be using the heck out of this guy. See you guys later.